young age boy, suddenly after few months, he started speaking in fluent American English accent, right? And everybody was surprised. When media came to know about the entire episode, people reached over there to cover the entire story, and they asked the boy that why and how or what happened that suddenly you started speaking fluent English. Otherwise, mind it very well, otherwise the boy was coming from a very rural area where there was no English school even, right? Then perhaps the minus part of the entire story is this: boy started saying that it is a ghost of some foreign scientist who has entered into my body, and this is the ghost of that scientist who is speaking in this fluent English. But finally, media could disclose the truth, and the truth was, boy himself confessed, he himself accepted that he used to watch lots of English movies and programs by keeping himself locked inside the room. Just for two purposes he was coming out of the room. One is for food and things like this, and the second just to change the movie DVDs from the market. And after the practice of few months, just through listening and watching to English movies, he could learn fluent English accent, right? So this can happen even with you. You just need to take the listening exercise in a proper way with proper spirit. Try to listen to more and more stuff in English. Watch some English movies, watch some English news channels. But be careful that while you are listening to this kind of English materials, whether it is movies or news channels or anything else, maybe even podcast or anything it can be, pay your attention to the accent part. I mean, what is accent? The style of speaking, the way the person is speaking in English, that is called accent. I mean, it can be even in any other language, but the accent is the style of speaking in a particular language. So popularly, we are aware of two popular accents, American and British accent, right? So that is how the people are speaking, the way they are they're pronouncing the words, the way they are articulating the sounds, that is called accent. That makes your accent. So while you are listening to variety of materials for practicing your or improving your listening skills, be careful that you are paying attention to the accent part, the pronunciations, the style of speaking, and not much to the vocabulary and all that, or we can say the speaker and this kind of things. So you can learn, you can improve your listening through this kind of exercises. Let us move ahead. As I said that in today's digital era, variety of online resources are easily available for the learners, today's learners. So I would like to share few of such resources which are online available and which can help you a lot to improve your listening skills. One of these resources is www.eslgold.com. This is the website where you can find variety of material, variety of even a wide range of topic, right? Whatever the area of your interest is, you choose the topic as per your own requirement and needs and go for the listening practices. You listen to more and more challenging materials in English and you would definitely be able to improve your listening skills. Let me share another resource, that is www.podcast.com. Fine. Here one more interesting fact I would like to share with all of you. Podcast. What is it? It is a new age term, newly coined term, podcast. As we know that today's era, we can say, is an era of iPod. I mean, people are using iPods and things like this. I mean, electronic gadgets are much more in vogue in today's era. Perhaps every student even is carrying his own gadget. Probably it is mobile in most of the cases, right? But which does have the facilities of audio visuals and things like this. So you can download some podcasts from this website. So podcast, as we know, broadcast, telecast. So the new age term is podcast, right? Audio instructions, audio lessons, in general, if we want to say. So podcast.com is a website where you will find lot many kind of materials on a variety of topic range, and you can download it, you can save it somewhere in your own gadget. As I said, if it is your mobile, you can definitely save it, and you can listen to that whenever you are on the move, whenever you are free, or I mean as per your ease and convenience. And through this you will definitely be able to learn lot many things about English language, accent, pronunciations and all that, correct use and usages in English language and all that. So enjoy this kind of online resources. The next one I would like to share is esl-lab.com. Here again you will find lot of English language materials which you can listen to, through which you can improve your English skills. Now, what is involved in listening comprehension? Generally, these are certain things that we need to keep in our mind. Speech perception, sound discrimination or recognize stress pattern, intonation and pauses while you are listening. So that is called speech perception. When you are listening to someone, the way the one is pronouncing the sounds in the language, that is sound discrimination. That means how you differ one sound from another sound. For example, if one word which is being pronounced in our Indian accent and the same word being pronounced in American accent, how does it differ? That is called sound discrimination. How you change, how you differ in both the things, right? So that is discrimination of sounds. Recognize the stress patterns and intonation. Stress, that means the emphasis that you are giving to a part of the word. That is called stress. You know, we are already aware of stressed syllables and all that. For example, if I say table, so te plus bal, these are two syllables. It is a two syllable word, table is. But stress we are giving on te, table, table. So te is a stressed one, stressed syllable. And the next is intonation. Intonation patterns. For example, whether it is rising or falling tone, it gives different meaning. If I am saying really in rising tone, it gives different meaning. If I say really in falling tone, it gives altogether a different meaning. So we have to be careful about these intonation patterns, and even the number of pauses, or we can say the way the speaker is taking pauses while he is speaking, because it generates a particular meaning in the message. So being a good listener, we have to do this. The second thing is word recognition. Recognize the sound pattern as a word, locate the word in the lexicon, retrieve lexical, grammatical and semantic information about the word. See, as I said earlier, that words do not carry any meaning. In what context you are using those words, it conveys the meaning accordingly, right? So in terms of semantics, that means meaning. So in the context of meaning, how you are using that particular word, that makes the difference. So recognize your words, the way it's being used. Sentence processing. Passing. Detect sentence constituents, building a structure frame. I mean, how you are framing your sentence, in what grammatical structure you are designing, you are drafting your sentence, that is called sentence processing. How it proceeds, I mean how it moves ahead with the meaning, towards the meaning, that becomes very important. Construct the literal meaning of the sentence. Select the relevant meaning in case of ambiguous word, right? For example, when you are, suppose there are some latecomers in the classroom, and if the teacher is saying, well, you are welcome, this is not the appreciation. In fact, this is a kind of criticism. This is a kind of remark, a critical remark on being late. So this is how you are using it. So be careful while you are using these kind of words, because your listeners, they are interpreting on the basis of the way you are using it. Fine. So that is a part of listening skills. Then hold the information in short-term memory. While you are listening, try to hold the information. That means try to store the message that you are listening to, so that, and try to store that message in such a way that later on you can easily recall the things from the message. That is, hold the information. So that is a part of listening comprehension practices. Recognize cohesive devices in discourse. Cohesive devices, that means words which are creating a kind of linkage in the sentence, or we can say in the message. These are the cohesive devices. For example, and, but. I mean, how you are interconnecting your parts of the message, that you have to recognize. So because it gives the logical pattern, it gives you logical linkage in the sentence, in the entire message, right? Next is infer the implied meaning and intention. Intention is speech act. I mean, for what purpose exactly the speech has been produced, or we can say the sentence has been produced, the message has been produced. So try to infer the implied meaning, the hidden meaning, and even the hidden intention of the sentence that has been produced by the speaker. Predict what is to be said, decide how to respond. See, this is very important. While you are listening to something, you have to even predict that what is about to come now, what can be the next part of the message, and accordingly you have to decide your own response on the basis of what you have already listened to, on the basis of what you have already understood, and on the predictions of what can be the next, right? As a part of the message, what can be the next, what is about to come. Accordingly you decide your own responses. Finally, to conclude, we can say you do not listen with just your ears. You listen with your eyes and with your sense of touch. You listen with your mind, your heart, your imagination. This is said by Egan Girard. And see, this clearly indicates one thing, that listening is not just the process of ears. I mean, process which is being done by the ears. Listening is something which involves lot many senses, lot many other things, right? And it is very important that you take this listening practices very seriously to improve your communication abilities, to improve your listening skills. A good conversationalist is popular, a good listener even more so. See, a good speaker is always popular, but we can say a good listener is even more popular. Talk only if you have something to say. Right? Talk only if you have something to say. That means otherwise always ready to listen. It is said that if you really want to be heard, be ready to listen. Right? If you really want, or you wish that someone should listen to your talk, first you need to listen to their talk. That is very important. These are the references which are used for making the presentation, and I hope you will be able to understand and learn something new from the course, from the session I mean. And thank you very much, and I wish that you will be able to improve your listening skills, which is a key part of your communication skills. Thank you.
SANDHAN, All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.